Hello everyone and welcome to the next part of the Night Elf Mirror Festival, that is also known as the Group B of the Intel Extreme Masters Season 1 Finals. This time we're going to see HoT and Creo battle it out, and the situation is rather simple. If HoT wins this best of 3, then he's going to move on into the winner bracket semi-finals for sure. He'll be up at 6 points, and both Deadman and Creo will be at 3 points, and they will face each other in their final match, so only one of them is going to be able to get up to 6 points as well, whereas DD8, who's going to face HoT on the last play day, isn't going to be able to make it up from 0 points to 6 points in one remaining match. Let's just hold on here for a second. Very early wisp from Creo is heading across the map, and he's trying to get the creeps to force a cancel on this Ancient of War. HoT is there with the wisp though, and he's trying to lure the creeps away from the Ancient of War, but wow, they seem to have a very strong opinion when it comes to this Ancient of War, and they really want to cancel it. And so Creo is successful with this early attempt here, and that should throw HoT off his game plan quite a bit. Demon Hunter first for both of them, and Ancient of War is being built by Creo. So situation for HoT is rather clear in case he wins. If Creo wins, he'll be up at 6 points, but Creo will meet Deadman on the final playday, so if Deadman wins that, then he'll be up at 6 points as well. Creo will stay at 6 points, and if HoT beats DD8 on the final playday, he'll be up at 6 points as well. So there's the potential for the three-way tie, and then of course it would come to map score. And if Creo wins this best of 3 with 2-0, then he's got enough of an advantage in terms of map score to be advanced for sure already, even if it comes to a three-way tie situation. But if he wins only with 2-1, then he can still drop out after all the games have been played, and he loses 2-0, and HoT beats DD8 with 2-0. So Ancient of War creep starts for Creo. HoT actually gets the pick off on that low HP Wisp here, which previously brought the Ancient of War down. So a tiny bit of XP for him, of course, still way better for Creo, who's going to get level 1.9 out of this one, Circlet and Tome of Intelligence for him. And he's going into Huntresses, so his game plan definitely has been overthrown here. He's adding the Ancient of War and the Hunter's Hall Mana Burns. No? Okay. Now Mana Burns are being exchanged as it was to be expected. Ancient of War has been rooted again, and I'm assuming it's gonna start producing a couple more archers soon. Creo starting his tech, HoT I'm assuming not yet, since he's invested additional 160 lumber into the Hunter's Hall and the Ancient of War, but nevertheless he's got the resources already to start taking not too far after his opponent. And he's doing some harassment with the Demon Hunter. Shouldn't be too difficult to handle though for Creo, who's in the meantime creeping his Demon Hunter up to level 2, as we can see, getting the Manual of Health here. Even using a little bit of Moon Juice, which isn't totally necessary since he's still got plenty of room for low HP Wisps inside of his gold mine, but I'm assuming he was just a little bit too slow on the reaction there, and that forced him to use the Moon Juice. Shouldn't be game deciding though. Third archer about to spawn, fourth one is being produced already. Tech soon to be halfway done. Demon Hunter of HoT is going to pick up the Boots of Speed. And no dust, apparently. A little bit surprised by that, just given that Creo is investing into more archers here, and I'm assuming that usually you really want to have dust against that. So first hunt is being seen by Creo right now, who has not previously scouted this, but now he's aware of what's going on. Maybe he's going to want to send a Scout Wisp eventually. Moonlight Cancel, I'm assuming. Maybe he's going to want to send a Scout Wisp eventually to make sure it's not mass hunts or anything. But then again, if it was, then there should be a second and third hunt within the next, say, 10 seconds or so, and then he should know about it anyway. And yeah, now the lack of dust of appearance really backfires at the Ukrainian, whereas the Norwegian here does get the time to heal himself up. No real danger of anything going down as long as there's no dust. Takes soon to finish. Hunter's Hall being built by Creo as well. Of course, HoT does have his Hunter's Hall already, so he's most likely going to go into lores once he reaches tier 2, which is going to be the case soon. No shop yet for HoT. Second hunt is joining. Third hunt, if I saw it correctly, is being produced at the moment, and therefore he's going to have the 3 hunts. I'm assuming he's not going to want to go into more of them since they will become extremely useless later on. Demon Hunter is going towards the middle. I'm assuming he's going to want to pick up the Naga there, whereas he needs to make sure not to lose anything here. But with proper Shadow Melt micro, that should be very well, you know, very doable. And it's actually the keeper for Creo, so he doesn't get the Naga. For HoT, it's no second hero yet. He's going immediately to tier 3. Wants to get to bears as quickly as possible here, as it appears, whereas one lore is only being built yet by Creo, who seems to have suffered a little bit from the harassment here by his opponent. Does not quite have all the resources he'd want to have. Then again, he invested into 5 archers early on, so maybe he's gonna want to make some use of them. And HoT actually does a good job staying annoying here. This Ancient of Lore will probably be cancelled. Yeah, Creo immediately ordering a new one as he is anticipating that one to go down already. The hunt gets killed with a final blow of the archer. Pretty unfortunate. And does he get the entangle? Yes, he does. Good block by the Demon Hunter. And that's 2 Huntresses down by HoT, which is quite horrible. He delayed one Ancient of Lore by maybe 10 or 15 seconds, which is not too big of a deal compared to the lack of map presence that from that HoT is going to be suffering right now. Then again, with the Keeper second and the 5 archers, there wouldn't be too much map presence with these hunts anyway. And HoT just continues putting pressure on the tech of his opponent. Ancient of Wonders is being built, Ancient of Lore is being built here. Let's see how far those are going to get. And a very quick expansion here by Creo, who seems to feel very confident in this game at the moment. The Ancient of Lore, is it going to be cancelled? It probably is. In the meantime, first bears already coming for HoT. And things so far are looking pretty decent for HoT still, even though the early game didn't go in his way at all. Well, he's got a huge level disadvantage. Didn't really pick up on that so far, but look at the Demon Hunter on his way to level 3, whereas the Demon Hunter of Creo, of HoT, barely got any XP so far. And yeah, if HoT is given the time here to build up a decent number of bears and then gets a good fight in before Creo can catch up. So if he gets the right fight with the right timing, then he could still make this work. But after just looking at the heroes once again, and given that Creo is building the expansion already, I feel like HoT has to hit just the right timing to make this work.
Our warriors have engaged the enemy
before the expansion pays off, but just with the right number of bears. And, you know, that's definitely not yet the case. He also doesn't have a second hero yet. I mean, he can creep here, and thanks to the level, the tier 3 that has already finished, he's going to get a huge chunk of bonus XP here, going to boost his Demon Hunter's XP up. The Wisp is soon going to scout the expansion, and then he's gonna know that he's got a very tiny window of opportunity to work with here. Creo now going to tier 3 already as well. He doesn't go for the red camp. I thought for a second he would, but maybe he's a little bit afraid of his opponent pushing soon. But just given that HoT only has 2 bears on the field at the moment, getting number 3 and 4 at the moment, there's not really any danger of that yet. The numbers are just not right so far, and the gold mine is already up. So as I said, this is going to be super hard for HoT to make it work. Maybe he can try and go for a counter expansion, but it might be too late already. We'll see. The Demon Hunter continues creeping, getting the bonus XP as previously mentioned. Greater Mana Potion, he'll maybe sell that, I imagine. Yeah, he sells the Greater Mana Potion, gets an Invo, and gets the level 3, which Creo already has as well. And he's soon going to have the level 3 on his Keeper. Let's see, tech-wise, still a little bit to go. 45 supply against 42. Maybe, yeah, maybe he's grown on top of it, but HoT, of course, doesn't really have a huge load of gold to work with. 4 bears on the field right now against 3 dryads, 5 archers, 2 heroes. And an Ancient Protector being built here. Behind the forest, not scouted by Creo, who is getting his first bear finally. I'm not sure if a depth upgrade has already been researched. And this might be the time for HoT to get aggressive. He's not building a counter expansion, so he's gotta break this soon. The longer this game goes, of course, the better it's gonna get for Creo. The way upgrade-wise, nothing for both of them. 4 bears, 5 bears still. Against... Wow, what is this guy doing? Okay. So nice rally point there by Creo, who is forced to go into the fight right now with his first bear, being ensnared behind the creeps. He's not realizing it yet. I have no idea what he was doing with that rally point. But at least he was able to stall HoT here for a short period of time, and now HoT is going for it, as already mentioned. He's already down by 8 supply, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 archers. It's 10 supply, which isn't really doing a lot. Of course, Creo with those archers would love to get quick snipes on the dryads, but that's easier said than done, because of course the bears will be there, and the bears deal tremendous loads of damage against archers that are going too far up front. Bear actually survived here as it appears. There's no corpse whatsoever. 2 bears now with the army of Creo, and he has finished the master upgrade already. So now they are going to start fighting. Invo potion used by Creo's Demon Hunter immediately. He was gonna reposition a little bit here, just because his bears were blocked by his own ranged units. Of course, the numbers of bears are very much in HoT's favor, and so far it's looking like this might still work out for HoT. His Demon Hunter is being mana burned. Of course, if Creo is able to force his town pawn here, then that would be very huge. Dispel against the Entangle used very quickly by HoT, who knows, of course, about this threat of being forced to town pawn. The Dryad falling on both sides. Creo has lost all of his archers, if I see it correctly, so HoT has gotten his bears into a decent position. One of Creo's bears is falling. HoT still has a superior number of bears here. He needs to use the Invo potion soon here, I'm assuming, but Town Portal is actually used by Creo first. The Ancient Protector is in a good position. Keeper still needs to be careful. HoT continues pushing the bear here. Shouldn't overextend his welcome. Maybe should just... he doesn't have the mana to change into Adept Shape and use Rejuvenation yet. Needs to wait for 150 to do that. Demon Hunter is back to full HP though. And that is going to be difficult to deal with for Creo, who does have the mana on this bear right now to rejuvenate. Doesn't even use it. He's going into Master Shape immediately again. And now it's 4 bears against soon 3, 4 again now. As this one is going to go down in a second, I imagine. Mana burn on the Keeper, very important to prevent the Entangle from going onto the Demon Hunter and forcing a Town Portal. The next bear of HoT is in some trouble. Creo is pulling his Keeper back in time. Staff used by HoT to save one of his bears. The other one has to run back. Mana burn onto HoT's Demon Hunter. Rejuvenation onto Creo's Dryad. And rejuvenation onto HoT's Demon Hunter. Another bear of HoT is in a bit of trouble, is gonna fall. And HoT is just falling further and further behind an army size right now. The Demon Hunter has to use his Invo potion. Finally, the next Dryad is going to fall. The last Dryad on the field for the moment. But in return, another bear is probably going to go down from Creo. No, it isn't. It's being staffed. HoT is staffing one of his bears, and he's losing the Demon Hunter with the TP. So, HoT, Creo just on a mission of forcing his opponent back and winning more time. Doesn't even need, or, well, he basically forced the Town Portal, but HoT making the mistake of not using it. But at that point it was already like 60 something supply, 70 even in the end. It must have been the end, against the HoT, who had dropped down to like somewhat closely above 40. And at that point, of course, if HoT had gone back, that wouldn't have been winnable anymore anyway. Therefore, Creo getting the huge XP lead early on after cancelling the Ancient of War. HoT getting in a bit of a tech advantage, but wasn't able to quite make the timing work. So in this game, once Creo went for the expansion, it was pretty obvious that it was going to head towards a all-in push by HoT, as long as he had the superior number of bears, just to hit the sweet spot in terms of timing there, and I think he got pretty close, but in the end Creo was able to hold the expansion, and he's taking the first map, and second map is going to be Twisted Meadows.